here at the Market Theatre to talk to Ntate John Kani and Mr. Dawid Minnar. They are part of a new play coming to the Market Theatre called The Train Driver, and we're catching them right on the rehearsal stage.
I just finished The Black Panther, and I came back home, and I heard from the Market Theatre that they were going to pay tribute to Arthur Fugan in '86 to acknowledge and recognize his contribution in the arts, in theatre, and also the fact that he's one of the most performed playwrights in the world today. Everywhere as you go, there's a Fugan play being presented all over. I thought, yes, I was very proud to feel that I'll be part of this tribute to a good friend of mine. I met him in 1965.
I know you, long-time friends.
I was very, very young and very angry and very black. So we had a very sort of rough beginning. I wasn't clear why we're working with this white dude. And why does he want to work with black people? Why doesn't he work with his own people? But the people in the group were older than me, said, no, we're working with him because we want to learn the craft. We want to learn the techniques, and we want to do theater properly this time, not just some kind of sketches in the township, because he had experience. So we began that relationship. So to do this play, The Train Driver, it was like one of the only plays that he had written that I hadn't done.
Oh, yes.
Yes, I've done all plays that he had written, and there was a black character in it. I played that role. I created the role. So I didn't. This one was done by Owen Sejake, and I saw it in London. I was doing nothing but the truth at some of the theaters in the West End. So it was great for me to get opportunity to pay tribute to my friend through this play.
So, Ntate Kani, you come from an era and a generation that wrote a lot about the struggles of the apartheid era, and understandably so. So how does this play, The Train Driver, speak to this time?
We wrote plays, we told stories.
You told stories.
These stories reflected our present at that time. Reflected the environment, reflected the political situation. There was no way we could tell a story without touching on the apartheid system.
Experiences.
Your own experiences.
Exactly.
If I stood in front of my home, there was no electricity, there was no running water, there were no water, no streets. So I have to speak about those things. So now when you take a play like this and you do it in 2018, yes, it deals with an incident. A train driver, white, driving his train to the next station. A black woman steps in front of the train. She has a baby on her back, commits suicide. The train driver is extremely traumatized. He can't deal with it because he can't find this woman or these people to say, why me? Or I'm sorry. So the play is about reconciliation. The play is about closure. The play is about finding the victim and talk to the perpetrator and the victim. We're going through those things now. When people like the Chris Hani event, when Walus wants to be released, the issue is the family doesn't find that there's closure because this whole truth has not been told, even during the TRC. So that play touches on those relationships. So today, it will not necessarily, it's not a protest play really. It's got nothing to do with the politics. It's a human situation.
I am the train driver.
Okay.
I am the train driver. And then what happens is this terrible accident.
Yes.
And then how it haunts him, the experience. And somehow he goes on it. What it really is a journey, I think, of self-discovery and, a lot of things about himself is being revealed to him. He comes from a certain background where there are certain prejudices, obviously, but then through his experience coming here to this graveyard and his contact with the other character called Simon, he learns a lot about himself and about the other. I think a lot of the play is about the other as viewed from somebody like his perception. You know, we have that so much in the country. We have certain perceptions of each other over ethnical, you know, borders and lines, and then it is about claiming and owning and embracing the other and make it part of yourself.
Awesome.
You know, so it's a great self-discovery for him. It's almost like he goes through a ritual of owning this woman, owning what she stood for, where she comes from. He doesn't know anything about her, and it just, you know, the experience of what happened in the accident, it's just so haunting, and he's so haunted by
It's
it.
definitely a story worth telling.
Absolutely, I believe, and obviously our journey, our task is to be true to that story and to tell it in a way that it would be meaningful and moving, and all of that for an audience.
Amazing.
Yeah, and what Simon does, he puts all this junk on the graves and stuff like that. And so that's what it is, and that's his little, you know, his little shack where he lives, and then they sit and they chat here outside and so on.